Welcome. We have Dr. Tubi Soto here from Help Her Thrive Coaching, and there is a very exciting event coming up called the Meant to Thrive Masterclass. So, Dr. Tubi, what inspired you to get started with Help Her Thrive?
Dr. Michelle, basically all started, I used to be a single mother of two children. Um, I went through a lot and, it was a very struggling time. I wasn't really meant to succeed, but I did what it took to persevere and push forward. There was times where, I'd have to put the kids to sleep, to do my homework and take in the daycare and work several jobs. There was a time I had two jobs and, I had to take 24 credit hours just to finish my degree and, going up and down and just trying to pay the bills, living paycheck to paycheck and, just getting the jobs that I needed to survive at that time. And, fast forward, I was able to finish my degree, got my master's degree, and then, got married to a very wonderful man. And fast forward, we started a business. And by that time, when we started the business, everything was going great. I was managing the business, but then COVID hit in 2020. And we all remember how that felt. And I remember my 10-year-old going to school in March and then coming back and never going back, basically. And that was a time, I was one of the roughest times because that business that we nurtured and we grew and we was our livelihood. Just in a twinkle of an eye was just gone. Customers were asking for refunds. We had nothing. We didn't even have $100 for groceries. I remember friends had to borrow me money. It was a very stressful time. To say that we were stressed was an understatement. And I just didn't know what to do. And at that time, before that, I actually given up my doctorate degree because I felt like, oh, the business is going wonderful. There's no point for a doctorate degree. I'm going to do well. And then all of a sudden, like I said, in 2020, when that hit, I was like, what am I going to do? And I just cried unto God and I just prayed. And he said to me, you know what? Go back for that degree. That's going to be your way out. And even though it was already stressful, and I was like, how are we going to make ends meet? How are we going to, provide for ourselves? Now I'm going to go do a doctoral program again. Plus, I'm homeschooling my child. But I went ahead and went through with it. And as I started to do that, I had to revive the business. I had to put so much more energy back in. And it was overwhelming. I was managing an intense business, homeschooling my child, trying to bring a revenue back, trying to take care of myself. It was just too much. One day, I just couldn't take it anymore. And I remember collapsing on the kitchen table. I just cried my heart out. And I said to God, God, why? I just can't do this. I don't have the energy to do this. And I prayed unto him, and he said to me, he was going to give me the strength to do it. And that's when I remembered. I remembered I heard Sarah Jakes Roberts say, you should have took me out when you had the chance. And that's when it all changed. I was like, wait a minute. I'm writing a dissertation titled Building Resilience to Stress and Burnout. Why not just use the strategies on myself? That's when I developed the S7 system. I mean, at that time, it wasn't called the S7 system, but that's when I developed the strategies. I began to wake up 2 hours earlier than the rest of my family. I began to set my personal and professional boundaries. I began to understand that I was no longer in control of everything around me, that I was only in control of myself. I was in control of how I responded to my triggers. I just began to shut out the naysayers in my head. I began to hold on to God and I began to just feel a new boost of energy, a new boost of resilience that I needed to get through one of the toughest times and the toughest challenges of my life. So at that time, the the system that I created, the strategies really helped me to, to boost my confidence, to get out of that dark hole, to overcome all of those sabotaging patterns that I found myself into, and to build that resilience. And that is why I created that S7 system.
Wow, Dr. Tubi, what a powerful story. Thank you for sharing that with us. But how do you do this? You have a process called the S7 system.
Yes, that's right, Dr. Michelle. The S7 system is the secret recipe for performing at your highest level. See, the S7 system helps you unlock the powerful 7 strategies to build daily resistance to that personal unbelief, the overwhelm, the stress, the imposter syndrome, and of course, burnout. How many of you guys have felt burnout? Many of us have. See, I train my clients to maximize their performance without sacrificing themselves and all that matters to them most. Within my S7 system, they learn the 7 empowering steps to regain confidence, to attack stress, overwhelm, and perfectionism. And I know I struggle with perfectionism, so it's something pretty hard. But once you learn the system, you can 10x your energy, 10x your confidence, and your performance. It's the exact system, Dr. Michelle, that I use and I still use in my daily strategies to beat burnout and scale my multiple businesses to 6 figure and beyond, while finally understanding how to prioritize my mental well being. I'm able now, like I said, to set my personal and professional boundaries without losing my relationships. I have seen a tremendous increase in my motivation, in my confidence, and my overall performance using the system in my daily life. And I want to teach all those that come to my free masterclass because listen, we are just not on this earth to just work and just clock in and clock out and run businesses and pour into others and just keep giving and giving and never receiving and be depleted of all our energy and our resources and barely survive. We are meant to thrive in our life, in our relationships, in our business. And you can thrive and live your most enjoyable life with the S7 system.
Wow, that S7 system sounds amazing. I cannot wait for this masterclass. But what happens when you don't understand this process, Dr. Tuli?
Well, Dr. Tooby, it's very common. So what happens is, you know what? If you grew up too fast and you had a culture shock or, you weren't properly nurtured growing up or emotionally cared for, the good thing is sometimes it does make you stronger and you can get through things, you have that resilience at that time to get through things that most people can't. But the problem is that because you're always meant to be strong and you're always meant to hold it together, it drains you emotionally. It also drains you emotionally when you're working intensely with others. But it's not your fault. You can't give what you were never taught to give or what you weren't ever given. See, some people feel like they can't change or they don't have the mental bandwidth or the emotional strength to learn something new and that just maybe it won't work. But the honest truth is that bad habits and patterns can be broken, and new habits and patterns can be established with a system and with the right environment that reprograms you. So you can learn a system that will help you replenish and not burn out, a system that helps you to be aware of your triggers before they trigger you to break down. With a proven system and the support, you can reprogram yourself to not react to those triggers and to build the resilience and to build new, impactful memories that will boost your confidence. You can learn a system that will give you a breakthrough. You can learn to thrive and not just survive. And that's exactly what you're going to learn in my free masterclass. We're going to uncover the S7 system to unlock your fullest potential to live your most enjoyable life.
Amazing, amazing. I love it. I love it. And it's so true. We need to prioritize ourselves.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Tuli, what holds people back?
We are our greatest investment, and our lives and our mental well being, they're priceless. But many times we feel that we just don't have the time or the resources to invest in our own personal growth. And when we invest in everything else, we buy things for people, we'll go shopping, we'll do all that stuff. But sometimes when it comes to personal growth, we just feel, I don't have the time, I don't have the resources. But let me tell you, it's the best and the most profitable investment that you can make in your life. Because when you're down, you can't perform at your highest level. But when you understand what's holding you back and you have a system in place, along with support and accountability, you can be empowered to thrive in any environment. So this has a ripple effect. Okay. It starts from in and then it starts to pour out. All right. And you begin to build that resilience needed to overcome life's challenges. You will see an increase starting from, like I said, from within with your confidence. It's going to affect other people around you because once you're full, then you can pour into others and it has a positive impact on your life. But it's hard to do that alone. And sometimes you need to get out of that environment that's holding you back. You need to get out of that environment that's triggering you. You need to get out of that environment that reminds you of your insecurities. And you need to be put where you can unlearn and relearn in a new environment that you can thrive in. So the first step in change is to act. So when you commit yourself and you say to yourself, I am worthy, I'm important enough to invest in myself, in my growth. You take immediate action. You do it now, not later, not when it's too late. You can start your journey to saying yes to yourself by making a priority to attend this impactful training that I'm going to have on Friday, January 19th at 1 p.m., right there from the comfort of your own home. So that's it. Just do it
I
now.
love it. I love it. I love it, Dr. Tooby. So what should listeners do next?
Well, first of all, click the link, register for the free masterclass. But guess what? I have a special VIP hour where I actually go deeper and I'll answer the questions and we'll go into the system. And this is like a special time with those of you that go into the VIP hour. And I have some special bonuses for you. I am going to give you that powerful morning routine checklist that helped me when I was going through my struggles and my self-care toolkit that has some wonderful goodies in there to remind you to take care of yourself, and the goodies and the bonuses are just so, so good. Let me ask Dr. Michelle, is it okay if I ask if you have tried to break out of the self-sabotaging patterns
Mm-hmm.
or the destructive patterns before, but for some
Yeah.
reason you just keep experiencing the trigger that keep taking you back? How many of you guys have been in that position?
Mm-hmm.
Or you just realize that you just don't have the emotional bandwidth to put the effort into the change? You definitely don't have the mental strength. How many of you guys have been in that situation? And, you know, you just keep taking care of everyone else and everything else around you. I know, like I said, there was a time where I was doing the same thing. I was serving everyone and still expecting myself to have energy to take care of myself. I was completely drained, Dr. Michelle. I was getting very overwhelmed, trying to meet all my deadlines and perform at that higher level that I was setting for myself, perform higher than I did previously. And I was putting way too much pressure on myself to be that superwoman. While trying to prioritize my mental well-being by being a superwoman, I definitely wasn't prioritizing my mental well-being. Have you ever felt that way? Have you ever felt like you've been held to a standard where you had to show up for everyone else, but you weren't showing up for yourself? Have you ever felt so drained that you didn't even have enough to give? Have you ever felt that way?
Yes.
Yeah. That's exactly why we created the Men to Thrive Masterclass. On January 19th at 1 p.m., we have a half day together. We're going to go deep. We're going to help you get past those self sabotaging patterns, the lack of confidence, and the feelings of overwhelm so that you can have the right strategies to live your most enjoyable life without sacrificing your mental well being and without sacrificing what matters to you most. Right? Like many of you, would this be helpful if you can get in the room to go deeper, to unlock your highest potential and break free from what's holding you back so that you can thrive in your life, so that you can thrive in your relationships, so that you can thrive in your business? Would that be helpful? Yeah, if it would be helpful, just go ahead and put that would be helpful. Put me in the chat if that would be helpful. Yep, yep, yep. Awesome. So, yeah, we're going to show you how some of our clients come to us feeling like they couldn't accomplish their goals and feeling stuck and having no time for self care until they implemented this S7 system. And then, after they implemented the S7 system, they started experiencing the freedom from fear, a higher sense of purpose, a change outlook in life, a boost in their confidence, and the power to command their day in their favor. So, If you want to thrive in your life, if you want to thrive in your relationships, and you want to thrive in your business, say it in the chat, thrive. I want to thrive in my business. I want to thrive in my life. I want to thrive in my relationship. How many of you are all in? If you're all in, put all in the chat. Are you ready for that overdue transformation that you need to be the best version of yourself that God created you to be so that you can 10x your confidence, your energy, and your performance? Yep. If that's you, here's what we've done. See, normally an event like this costs thousands of dollars. You got to go all over the place. You got to get a babysitter. You got to make arrangements, travel the world. But guess what? We've made this training virtual right from the comfort of your own home. All you have to do is click the link and, of course, get that VIP ticket so that you can be in the room with me an hour early and get those cool bonuses. So instead of paying $1,000, we've made all this for free in the masterclass and only $47 for the VIP ticket. Isn't that amazing? $47. I mean, I know, what about you, Dr. Michelle? I mean, I go out to eat and I spend more than $47, and I know I shouldn't be eating that.
That is
So
amazing. Come on in for $47 in the VIP. Come on in.
yes. All you have to do is click the link in the chat. All right. But click the link and also click the link, register for this $47 masterclass. You have to make a decision today. Stop putting yourself last. Prioritize yourself. Put yourself first. You are worthy. You are enough. Invest in yourself. And don't forget, when you come to that VIP hour, you're going to get that powerful morning routine checklist and that self-care toolkit. That's exactly what you're going to need to get going. So, like I said, I want to see you on January 19th in the Meant to Thrive Masterclass, where you're going to uncover the S7 system to unlock your fullest potential to live the life you're meant to live, to be able to thrive in your life, thrive in your relationships, and thrive in your business. Join me, and I want to see you in that Zoom room. Click the link below. All right.
All right. Amazing.
Yes, I'm going to see you there, Dr. Michelle. It's going to be on fire. Yes, I'll see you in the room.